Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I did to stack your image with Deep Sky Stacker. Not sure how the professional guys do it and show only their computer screen, but I'll give it a shot. Okay, hopefully everything's in focus alright, so gonna open Deep Sky Stacker. Hopefully you can see it okay. Open picture files. So every time you open a picture file, it'll go to whatever you used last. I did yours last night, so they're there. You would just find them however you did. Okay, so your lights are called bias. I left out the first one that's 15 seconds for some reason. All the rest of them are 20 seconds, so I click the first one, go down until I find the last one. Whoops. Hit shift, and then I open them all. So you see, it still says 0 light frames. Well, that's because they're not checked. So immediately when I open the light frames, I click check all, just so I don't forget to do it later. And now you see, instead of saying 0, it says 33. Hopefully you can see that. So next, I open the dark files. Find the top one. Shift, open them all. Normally you'd probably have to go into a different folder or something to find the dark files. You may have to, you know, search around for them. I put all yours in the same folder last night just so I wouldn't confuse them. And then bias files, you called flats. Again, you've got this one weird one, this 1 second, so I left it out. But the 1/4000th of a second ones are the good ones. So top one, bottom one, shift, open them all. And now you can see I've got 33 light frames, 20 dark frames, 20 bias frames. So next I'm going to click register check pictures. You'll see this box up here normally isn't checked, register already registered pictures. I'm going to click that since I already stacked your darks and your bias last night. Otherwise it wouldn't redo them. I almost always leave that checked. Sometimes it'll uncheck it mysteriously, you know, in between opening the program. I always have it checked. Detect hot pixels, I think, is a default. Stack after registering, obviously, is a default. I select the best 100%. I used to manually go through the pictures and look for any that had star trailing and throw them out before I stacked them. And then I realized DSS just kind of knows what it likes and what it doesn't anyway. Even if I thought a picture was bad or okay, a lot of times DSS didn't. When I was using Alt-Azimuth mount like you have, I mean, it would throw away at least 50% or not more of the pictures. That's just something you're going to have to contend with. It's just a fact of life, basically. Okay, so now I'm going to click the Advanced tab. I always do 2%. I forget what the default is. This reduced noise by using the median filter. Everyone says to check it. It also says it detects more stars. I always get a lower number. I'll do it both ways so you can see what happens. It's weird. I don't get it. This does nothing to change your actual image. All it does is it tells Deep Sky Stacker what the reference stars are going to be. I don't know that more stars is necessarily better. I don't really think so. Anyway, so with the median filter, I'll unclick it first and just do it normal. It'll give me more stars, so click detect. And it's going to go through and look at all your light frames and try and see how many stars are in them. So that gave me 1,608 stars, which is a good number. Again, it doesn't matter if Deep Sky Stacker says there's 30 or there's 60 or there's 1,000. However many stars are actually in your picture or what's there, it doesn't change anything. I think the lowest number you can have and it still stack is like, I can't remember if it's like 3 or maybe like 10. It's pretty low. So I'm going to click the reduce the noise by using the median filter. DSS says it reduces noise and finds more stars. It's always lower. I don't get it, but I'll go ahead and click it and show you. Before we had 1,608 and now we're going to have something like, I forget what it was last night. I think it was 30 something. 75, okay. So again, you see super low comparatively, but it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, oh, okay, no, not okay. So first, recommended settings. Mine are going to look different because of what well, let me go back. Stacking parameters. So standard mode, hopefully you can kind of see this. I can't zoom in anymore. I always use mosaic mode because basically it uses all of the light frames you have, so it will sort of stitch together your pictures based on your reference stars. So like if you had 33 light frames and 23 of them didn't have this one star on the left corner, if you had it in standard mode, DSS would dump them because it couldn't find that star. Mosaic mode stitches them together and uses all the light frames to create one image. I always leave it checked on that. I think the default is standard, so you want to check mosaic, and then when you go to the light tab, I always use Kappa Sigma clipping. I don't really understand why. Just trial and error, it seemed to work best. When you go to dark, ooh, that's weird. I've got median Kappa Sigma. I'm going to click Kappa Sigma, I don't know why that happened. It's on bias also, that's weird, okay. I guess I screwed something up last night. Alignment, I just use automatic. I don't know why. Intermediate files I've never screwed with. Just leave it alone. Cosmetic I've never screwed with. Leave it alone. Output, I made a folder so I know where all these stacked images go. I just called it stacked images in my pictures. You could probably do the same thing, make it easier to find them. So yeah, again, I use mosaic mode, Kappa Sigma clipping for both light, dark, and bias. Alignment, I leave on automatic. I believe that's it, so I'll just click OK. If you go to recommended settings, it just basically tells you everything you used. You were using a median filter, you were using Kappa Sigma clipping, blah blah blah. Anything highlighted in blue, it's trying to tell you you should maybe change or click. Again, it's just trial and error. This isn't necessary because I'm not using hydrogen images, or you'll see on the forum everyone uses the H thing. My camera isn't modded. I can't get hydrogen. This is just saying what I'm using. Kappa Sigma clipping, blah blah blah. So I'm going to click OK. and then click OK, and click OK. It's going to start stacking them. So this will take a few minutes. I'll turn it back on when it's close to done.